Hey guys, what's going on? It's been a couple days since I released a video. I've been working on some decently sized projects. Didn't really want to release a video halfway through them. Wanted to get the majority of the work done. One of the things that I've been working on, and I talked about a little bit in the last video, was adjusting, well, the staircase for one. I got rid of the one coming up through the creeper eye, filled that all back in, put the staircase from here. This enters into the storeroom nicely. Could probably bring the ceiling down, or this down just a little bit. Another one of the projects I've been working on was adjusting the water streams down the spawning grounds. I figured out how to set those up properly. Well, I don't know if it's the best way, but it seems like all the streams are flowing where we want them to be, so there's no dead spots down there. Let me go ahead, set this on peaceful, take you down, show you what that's looking like. Okay. So, as you can see, most of these streams come down, they drop down a level, they come up some stairs. Same thing over here. Some of these sections I had to play with a little bit, and I decided the best way was to have source blocks of water starting before the intersection and then splitting off to different directions like this. Some of these were trickier than others, and I don't know if this is the proper way to set them up. This one comes down, drops down, comes up to a couple of stairs right here, and then both of these two channels right here converge at the same point, so pretty much every one of those blocks is a different set of stairs, but they all work well. I mean, not touching the keyboard at all, I flow exactly where I need to go, and so with the mobs. It just looks kind of weird, and I don't know if that is like the best way to have it set up, but I don't really see a fault in it either. It just looks kind of funky. It does prevent mobs from, backflowing. If they do fight the current, they can't really go against it unless they're jumping up and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I spent some time down here playing around with these things, and like I said, I don't know if this is set up the proper way, but I've tested each and every one of these channels, and without any problems at all. If I were to just let go of the keyboard from over here, I would flow directly to the center channel without stopping at any point. I do go up and down a lot, but as I said, I don't believe there are any dead spots anywhere down here. So I think as far as the water channels are concerned, this is set up about as good as I'm going to be able to get them. And this did take me a while to figure out. I mean, some of these seemed pretty easy to understand, and others of them, like I had to sit here and put stairs down, decide that wasn't the right place, fill it back in, put stairs in someplace else, decide that wasn't the right place, and so on. It was a big headache. It took me a couple of hours of toying around with it to get them all right. And I still haven't found out a good way to put in some kind of a way to get down there. So for now I'm still breaking 2 pieces of glass whenever I need to go down there. But since the water channels are all set up properly, all the spawn pads are set up properly, I don't think that there's really going to be a reason I'm going to be going down there often. I think I might set up some kind of a switch to turn the spawning pads on and off using pistons and glowstone. That'll be something I'll probably work on a little bit later. It would be nice to be able to turn them off like that and just prevent all the mobs from spawning. So I would show you how this is working right now, but it's kind of a little bit of an issue with another project that I've been working on. Let's head down to the branch mine, I'll show you that. I got slimes. I've opened this area up a lot, and I'll show you what's going on in just a second. Okay. So there's an online tool that you can put in your world seed, or you can upload your level.dat file. and it will extract the seed for you. Then you can type in coordinates of where you want it to check, like say for instance the middle of your base, and then you can select a radius around that point that you want to check for slime spawnable chunks. Well, we already knew that my branch mine was able to spawn slime since I had, I think, about 4 stacks of slime balls after making a stack of sticky pistons the last time I showed you my inventory upstairs and all the chests. So I wanted to see for sure which area of my branch mine was able to spawn them. So I went to the website, I uploaded my level dat, I made a document, or I'm sorry, I had it look at that information, print out a little chart showing me all the chunks that slimes are able to spawn. And as you can see by the way this room is set up, this entire area here is able to spawn slimes. It's 3 chunks this way and 2 this way. So 5 chunks directly where my branch mine already was. Just completely incredibly lucky. And as you can see, I'm getting slimes on a lot of them. It actually looks like some of them have despawned since the last time I was down here. This room probably had at least 30 different slimes, probably 10 of these larger ones here. I'll probably display the image file that shows all the spawnable chunks on over on top of this video, so you guys can see for yourself. There's a lot of them here. So let's just play around with these guys. Break them down. And even these little guys here, the normal size, they can actually hurt you. But these big ones you really gotta watch out for. And I was pretty sure like this area could spawn the super huge slimes. Like these right here, the one I just killed, aren't the biggest size. There's another size above them. But I haven't been able to find anything bigger than these ones. Which sucks because I want to have like an epic slime fight. But for now, I can just, spawn about 1 billion little slimes and just have fun with those. And all these torches on the ground, I believe, prevent slimes from spawning, like, on top of those torches, so I know this isn't perfect spawning conditions. What I'm actually planning on doing eventually is raising the spawnable area up, like, 3 blocks, so I can put water channels along the outside of them, 3 wide, and collect all the slimes to a certain point. And then when I do that, oh, I'm kinda stuck. Oh man, that is a lot of slimes. And when I get this raised up, I'll be able to put water channels around the outside. Ooh. Lag spike. And then collect all the slimes to a certain point. Probably have some kind of a... must be a slime above me. Oh, I'm losing my train of thought here. Yeah, so... water channels around the outside. Bring them all to a certain point. Probably use robotic costs method of drowning these things. Oh, I can't even get up the ladder. Oh man. use his method of drowning the slimes, breaking them down, and then probably some kind of a ladder or something to bring them up to the top of my base. That's just ridiculous. Okay, I think it's time to start killing these things. This is really laggy. Wow, that was a lot. Quite a few slime balls off that. Just a little over a stack and a half. So I'm going to show you guys a trick. You might not know how to, or you might not want to use like an online tool to find your slime chunks. You might not want to dig out 5 chunks worth of space like that to get to them. Maybe you just want 1 chunk. So what I want to do is show you guys how to actually get slimes to spawn real quick. And I know everybody thinks that they spawn really slow and stuff like that, but there is a trick actually getting them to spawn almost instantly. Let me go ahead and verify that it's daytime. Okay, so now it's daytime, there's no mobs in the world, and what we're gonna do is go down and switch it from peaceful to hard to peaceful to hard, and that's gonna force slimes to spawn. And I've already done this before myself. I've watched it happen numerous times. So if you have a chunk that you know the slimes can spawn, this is what you need to do to force them to spawn. It doesn't happen every time. Done that time, switch it back to peaceful. Back to hard. Sometimes it'll take a couple tries, but this is definitely a way to force the slimes to spawn. Oh. And there you go, there's a slime spawn. You get more of them to spawn by doing the same thing. It'll probably work better if you're not standing in a chunk where one can spawn, because right here I'm taking a valuable spawning area. So what I can do is just go up to the top of my branch mine, look down, find those numbers that you can see when you hit F3, and just keep switching from peaceful to hard to peaceful to hard. Or actually, you could even use easy or normal. I just use hard because that's the difficulty I normally play on. But slimes can't spawn on peaceful, they can only spawn on easy, normal, or hard. Okay, let's see, where's a good spot? Right here should be fine. Let's go to peaceful, back to hard. And pretty much when you're doing this, they're going to spawn almost instantly when you switch to hard, sometimes 3 or 4 seconds later. But there's no reason to just sit there and wait for forever if you're trying to spawn them this method. And like I said before, sometimes they'll spawn right away, sometimes they won't. Just depends. They're not the easiest thing to get to spawn. Look, there's some more that just spawned right now. So if you want to get some slimes to spawn real quick, that's how you do it. Some people might consider that cheating. Yeah, to each their own. Well, that's enough playing with slimes. Let's move on to something else. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about, also basically around that slime spawning area. I did have a lot of cobblestone down there, and that's because I was using TNT to blow up a lot of the branch mine rows that I had already gone through. Didn't really want to waste all of my diamond tools picking through that, and I didn't really want to spend time, making it perfect with smooth stone, because, like I just said, I'm planning on raising the roof up a little bit higher, and that would have just been wasteful. But I will finish it off and make it look nicer when I am done with it. But for right now, it's still kind of in the testing stage. I still need to make the water system around the outside of it all, and it's still a work in progress. Okay, so the other thing that I want to talk about is we are quickly reaching the goal that I had set for 500 subscribers. Only have like, I don't know, 75 more or something like that I was asking for before I release this world. Well, so the time's coming pretty close, and I wanted to get a way to get over to the starting spawn point and back to here, since there's really nothing at the starting spawn point but that little dirt hole in the wall that I made and I was living in for like the first 3 episodes. So if you guys download my world, you're probably gonna start on that same beach that I started on when I first started this world, which means you're gonna need to punch down a tree and get a boat and try and find your way over here. So instead of making you guys do that, I've been working on another line to this rail, and this goes from this base all the way over to the starting base area. I don't remember if I finished the rail all the way down there, but I noticed that I was making this a little too tall from the way I wanted this. I'm going to have to go back through and lower this section we're riding on right now 2 more blocks, probably raise the roof up a little bit. Found a zombie spawner, a couple of caves that I quickly lit up. I still need to go through and make this all perfectly safe to ride through. There might be mobs that's going to spawn and jump out in front of us. But yeah, this goes for a little ways, and it would have been kind of a pain to having to, you know, make a boat and then ride the boat all the way over here. This is where I realized I had made it too tall. I need to lower it down a couple more blocks. I still need to hide all these redstone torches, lower the roof here some, fix the torches up, still need to make this pretty. Okay, so this right here is what I've been using the glass for that I talked about in the last episode. I made a path that goes under the water. I thought this was really cool. I've never done any underwater work. This required a lot of glass. I'm not even kidding. I've never made structures that use this much glass, and man, all that sand, such a pain in the butt to get, and then having to smelt it all into glass. Basically what I did is I started at this point over here and just kind of made a land bridge, well, I guess an underwater land bridge in the center all the way down until I reached the other end. Came back, did the same thing for the other 2 sides, and then I had glass 1 block underwater, and all of this was full of water. So I filled in the sides here, just did one side, went all the way down, did the other side, went all the way down, and then I had an enclosure here that was full of water. So I had to go, you know, take sand or gravel and dump it in each of these spots, because each of these was a source block of water all the way down. Oh man, this took me forever to clear out, but eventually I got it all cleared. I'm planning on doing something better besides this lighting. I'll probably do like glowstone on the floor down here. Haven't quite decided what I'm going to do. But this is a really cool thing. I like this section of the track a lot. And the other part down there we rode through is only 1 square wide. I want to expand that out so it's 3 wide all the way down. I also need to lay the track in here, obviously. Still kind of figuring out how I was going to do that with the powered rail, since I'm going to have a torch under it, and that's in water. Like what kind of a structure I need to make to put the redstone torch on, or the lever, or whatever I'm going to do. So I haven't quite finished this end yet, but I made it pretty close to being finished. And this right here, is it this? I think it might have been, no. This right here. This was from the first episode where I made the dirt column, and then I think it was the second episode I planted a tree on it. So this right here was my starting point. And I put a chest here with some boats in it, but I don't think we're going to need those anymore since I made the underwater railway. And yeah, I spent, I don't even know how long it was, a couple of days after work, like a Saturday and a Sunday, like just a lot of time just trying to get this thing ready to go. But I still need to hook up the rails like I said, and I still need to figure out some better lighting method because I don't like, you know, having the claustrophobic 2 squares. And I don't know, I might even put the glowstone in the ceiling, like right where those are, or in the floor. I haven't really decided yet. Probably in the floor because I'd rather not obstruct the view. And then after this is all done, I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, a better way. I'm gonna need some kind of, you know, like a minecart station thing over there, probably. Not, it doesn't need to be anything fancy like the ones coming from the other base. But since the rail that comes from the base already has a path coming off it that goes to the dual spawner track, I need a... Oh, dang it. Yeah, since it comes off the dual spawner track, I need a better way to switch that so it can either come to the starting base or go to the starting track. Or, I'm sorry. So it can either go to the dual spawner or it can come to the starting base. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, guys. That's why I haven't, you know, really been posting updates, because I kind of wanted to make this more of a surprise. And since we're closing in on the 500 subscriber mark, like I said, it gave me a reason to get this going and make it real quick. Or not make it real quick, but start working on it. But like I said, I want to expand this out to be 3 wide. Probably encase the zombie spawner back there in glass for something to look at on the way through here. Probably, you know, cover up the caves with glass, not, you know, completely block them off. So I think that's going to be kind of cool. And yeah, like, I need like a detector rail or something. I'll switch that track and go back to the base instead of coming down here. And I think this is actually going to take me back to the starting base. Yeah. Okay. And other than that, guys, I really haven't been working on much else. This is, you know, making that track, the underwater, the glass tunnel. That took a lot of time. And so I hope you guys aren't disappointed with how little it seems like I've been doing, but let me tell you, that did take a lot of time to do. I have been having squid spawn up in these tunnels, or in these tubes as well, and I had squid spawn in here. So they are spawning everywhere now, which is kind of cool. But, you know, like I said the last time, it sucks because I kind of want to have an aquarium with them. Oh well, too bad. Alright guys, I think that's probably going to do for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.